Hello my lovelies, so I haven't been on for a while. So I thought I'd do a video on Books of Shadows. Someone asked me a while ago, maybe a week or two back, if I'd do a video. If you hear back, and I'm really sorry, it's the next door neighbour's dog. So someone asked me if I would do a video about Books of Shadows. And what is a Book of Shadows? A Book of Shadows can be anything that you want it to be. Basically what a Book of Shadows is what witches like to call a journal of our spell work. Some people put, like, if you were Wiccan, you would first start with the Wiccan read in your Book of Shadows. And then obviously some people put like the Wheel of the Year and stuff like that in their Book of Shadows. And then they put all kinds of different stuff in there, like herbal stuff, stuff about the elements, stuff about candle colours and the correspondences, and stuff about the planetary alignments. Also stuff about magical oils. Like I said, a Book of Shadows can be anything that you want it to be. You could just be for jotting down how your spells worked and stuff like that. Or you could just put loads of spells in, and that's what I do. Like I said, you can use anything for a Book of Shadows. You don't have to have the most expensive Book of Shadows out there. Because everybody thinks, oh, I need a big Book of Shadows, like the one from Charmed. You don't, honestly. You don't need a big, massive book that big. You can use anything what you want. If you want to use like a small journal, you could use a small journal for your Book of Shadows. You could use, I've got, even here, I have this little small one here, that I've got a couple of things in here. And I'm gonna get a new book, and also you can put it in, like, if you've got paper, these are all my spells here that I've wrote out myself and printed them out. You can put it in a wallet. It doesn't matter what kind of Book of Shadows you have, as long as it's personal to you. So you could have, like I said, a little small Book of Shadows like this. Like I said, I've put in this one. At first, I've put about the herbs, and then I've put like different kinds of stuff in, like baths and mojo bags and spells and all kinds of stuff like that. You can put anything in you want. You don't have to like do what everybody else does. Like I said, you can have a little small notebook or a small little book like this. I think this only cost me like £12 or something. This little thing here. Like I said, you don't need the most extravagant book that costs like $300 or £300 just for a book, just write a book in your Book of Shadows. You can even use a folder. Get yourself a folder at first, and then if you're very neat at handwriting, obviously you could write it out, or you could type it up and print it, put it in little sleeves and put it in a folder just until you can get a Book of Shadows. You don't have to have a really expensive one. Some people like to print off nice, like, details on pieces of paper, like with their spells on it, and then stick it into a book, kind of like a scrapbook, and make it like a scrapbook Book of Shadows. You could literally do anything for a Book of Shadows at all. Like I said, you don't need the most extravagant book out there. Like I said, you could have the little notebook, like this little journal, or you could have like a little notepad. Well, you can have a little tiny notepad if that's all you have. A folder with loads of paper, even a scrapbook. Sorry, it cut out there. What I was saying was, you could use a scrapbook and use that to make a Book of Shadows. You can even make a Book of Shadows. There's so many videos out there showing you how you can make a Book of Shadows. I haven't got a blooming clue where to start with that, because I wouldn't know. I haven't got the patience to do anything like that. I like to just grab maybe a little leather journal like this, and this has quite a few pages in, maybe like 200 pages in it, and it's only small. And like, what I would advise is don't go straight in with pen, because you're buggered if you make a mistake. If you're using like a nice little journal like this one, what I would do is I would draw lines and then write in pencil first if you wanted to. Or like I said with the pieces of paper, if you're doing like a folded one, obviously you can just scribble it up and make a new one. Or you can type them up and, like I said, put them inside of, like, paste them in here, if you know what I mean, and then stick them on. I've seen lots of people do it like that on YouTube, how you make a book of shadows like a scrapbook and put like pin little bits on it, put herbs on it, and stuff like that. Like I said, with books of shadows you can put just your spells in. That's all you can have. You don't have to go elaborate and put everything in it. If that's not what you want, you can put the herbs, correspondences in. I have herbal correspondences in this one, and also candle correspondences in the colours and stuff, and also my own spell work is in this book as well. So don't be thinking, oh my god, I can't have a book of shadows because I need a big huge one. Because you don't need a big huge one, like I said. These are all my spells in here, because I can't fit them all in here. So I'm going to get a big folder maybe, and like here, all of these is what I've typed up of my own and printed them all off. You can keep them in a little wallet like this, in a box or something like that. Or like I said, just I'm going to get myself a folder and some like sheets and stuff. Like I said, you don't have to be so elaborate when creating a book of shadows. You don't have to have the most biggest huge one just because you want one like Charmed. That's just silly. You don't need the most expensive book. Yes, they may look pretty, but you don't need one, seriously. And just because someone's like, oh right, you haven't got a big book of shadows, oh my god. Well, do you know what you want to say to them? Bugger off. It's my path. I'll have whatever kind of book of shadows I bloody want to. So it's silly because like this is really mainly for the new people that's coming into the craft. That you don't need the expensive ones. You can even make yourself one. Like I said, get yourself a little journal. You can embellish the front of it, like put like leather over it or something like that, or even buy a big scrapbook, like I said, and like embellish the front of it to make it look like a book of shadows. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out and buy a really expensive one that costs £500 or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I attempted to make a book of shadows once. Yeah, safe to say, it didn't turn out right. So this is why I stick to little journal books and my little folder book here, because I can't fit everything else in here. There must be about 500 pages, no, not 500 pages, sorry, about 200 pages here of my own spell work in here. So yeah, I hope that's okay for you. I just wanted to explain what books of shadows are. It's like a journal for your spiritual path and what you follow. Like if you are Wiccan, you would probably put like stuff to do with Wicca in here, like the Wiccan Read, 13, what's it called? See, very far. Like all kind, like I think the 13 rules of a witch or something like that, and whatever. Like I said, you don't have to put that in your book. Like I said, just put in what you want. You can put in like spells that you have done, and then when it's come to fruition, go back to that, and then put down what happened and how long it took to take effect. That kind of stuff you can put in your book of shadows. You don't have to put what everybody else does. Your book of shadows is your book of shadows. You put in what you want to put in, not what everybody else has put in theirs. You don't have to copy everybody. Your book of shadows is unique to you, so you put in what you want to do. So I hope that helped you, and yeah, just do your book of shadows the way you want to do it. Like I said, a journal. Even if you can only afford to get a sleeve like this and put your spells in there and put it in a shoebox or something under your bed, if you're still in the broom closet and you don't want no one to know, you can get one of these, like a little wallet thing here. Or you can just get a little journal, like I said, whatever you want. You don't have to buy elaborate, expensive ones. So I hope that helped you, and I will get back to doing some more videos soon, and have a blessed day. Bye.